What's up, YouTube? It's your boy JB, and I am here tonight with the review for The Oval on BET, Season 1, Episode 23, titled Unexpected Guest. So, you guys, we only have one more episode, and it's the season. Well, actually, next week is the season finale. 2 hours season finale. Excuse me. And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video. I'm trying to get off of here because it is midnight and it is my birthday. I am 31 years old. So, you guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and just talk about this episode. Alright, so the episode picks up where we left off last week. You guys remember Nancy dropped the bomb on us that Piggy was her son. So, Barry's like, wait a minute, Piggy was my brother. She was like, yep. He's like, well, we're only 1 year apart from each other. And, Richard's like, so when did this happen? She was like, it was when you were away. So we find out that Richard was, in Afghanistan, he was in Iraq. So she got pregnant then, and when she had Piggy, she gave him to her sister. So he's like, so has she been blackmailing you this whole time? She said, no, she hasn't been blackmailing me. He said, so that's why we don't have anything to say. She was like, yeah. And then she was like, well, it didn't start out as blackmail, but then it turned into blackmail. So then Richard asked her who was the father. She says, I'm not telling you. He says, well, if you can't tell me, then we ain't got nothing else to talk about. So he wants her to leave. And, she's like, I'm not leaving you, Richard. I'm not leaving you. So then Barry comes. Richard has sent Barry out. So Barry came back in and he said the doctor's here. So the doctor comes in. She tells them that, hey, everything is good. So we're gonna send you home. And then they start to argue once again. Richard's telling her to leave. She's like, I'm not leaving. He says, you ain't got shit to say to me. I'm like, oh, here we go with Tyler Perry and his back and forth dialogue. Love it. So then we see Donald. So Donald is at home, and Donald is eating his dinner, and on the TV, he overhears a report about, Yuma and Max. So they say it was a shootout. Well, it was a shootout, but it wasn't a shootout like they think it was. So there was a shootout at Denise's store. So, Kyle calls, and Donald's like, what is this going on the news? He says, well, I'll tell you when I see you. He was like, well, my wife is here. And Kyle was like, that I know she's not there. So Kyle, and then we also see that Kyle is outside. So Donald goes and let Kyle in, and, he tells him that it was Yuma and Max, and that they had a shootout with each other over Denise, and he has footage of those two, where Denise is throwing herself at both of them. And there's a bit of a hole in that in Kyle's thing and reasoning. And what that flaw is the fact that Yuma has bullet holes all in her body. So if it was a shootout, never mind. I'm not going to go into that anymore, but you guys remember from last week when I talked about it. So then Kyle wants to get hot and heavy with Donald, and Donald keeps talking about his wife, and I'm like, he knows that she's not there, so what are you talking about? And then Kyle does tell him like she's at a hotel motel with someone else that's helping her. He doesn't know who he is. He doesn't know who the person is, but obviously they're very good at what they do. So then they start to kiss each other, and then Hunter calls Donald about Diane asking Ellie if she's having an affair with Hunter. And Kyle, he goes down on Donald. So Donald ain't really paying attention to this conversation with Hunter at all. So then he's like, what, I'm gonna have Kyle look at it in the morning and we will talk then. So he hangs up the phone. I'm like, you are not doing a good job at pretending like you're getting your dick sucked. But whatever. Let's move on. Guys, next let's talk about Sam and Priscilla. So Priscilla is at home and she's asleep, and then Sam comes in, and Sam is ready to go, and she was like, but you're supposed to be home at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 8 o'clock, whatever o'clock. If your man coming home and y'all plan on having sex, like, get your ass up, take your top off, show your titties, take your panties off, show your snatch. Let him eat your snatch. Let him suck your nipples. You suck him. Do whatever he likes to do. Let him slide up in home base. Get it in. Bust a nut. Go to bed. What's so hard about that? And she's like, oh, Sam, I'm tired. Priscilla. So, you do know that Victoria is throwing herself at your husband, right? Victoria ain't getting no dick from her, and Sam ain't getting no pussy from you. 2 + 2 = 4. Those two gonna probably wind up hooking up at some point. Sam's a good guy, but you can only tell a man no so many times for sex. And then she tells me to go take a cold shower. I'm like, girl, you're gonna end up losing Sam. So then the doorbell rings, and when Priscilla goes to the door, it is Nancy there with her things. So Nancy comes in, and Nancy's telling Priscilla what's going on with she and Richard, that Richard has, is mad at her because she told him that, Picky was the son, and she's like, well, is Richard the father? She says, no. She says, so when did this happen? She's like, this happened when he was in Iraq. So she's like, wait a minute, so your husband was doing a tour in Iraq, and you cheated on him and had a baby? Whew. Yeah, it's a lot right there. So she says that, Richard won't even talk to her, which, what do you expect? She kept a secret from him for 24 years. Yeah, I don't know what you expected. She says not to tell Sam, and, Priscilla's like, well, girl, that's fine. You can stay here tonight. I'm going to get you set up in the guest bedroom, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. So then we see Sharon and Kareem. So Sharon and Kareem are at the pharmacy. They're walking around the pharmacy, and, he tells her that they should go back to his place. And she was like, oh, I'm going to go stay with my sister. And he said, well, her 3 kids? She's like, yeah. He's like, you can come stay with me. She was like, I got, she's like, in your 1 bed. He's like, you can see how I've redone my apartment. I'm like, okay, here we go with these two back and forth. Because she says, I'm going to go to my sister. He says, no, you come stay with me. She says, no, I'm going to go stay with my sister. He says, no, come stay with me. She says, okay, I'll come stay with you. I'm like, oh my God, these two in the back and forth dialogue, it annoys me a lot. It annoys me. But she finally says, okay, I'll go. He's talking about cooking her dinner, serenading her. She's like, nope, I'm gonna go to my sister's. Then he kisses her and says, you come with me. She says, okay, but first I gotta go get my stuff. Like, oh my God, those two are irritable. Let's move on. All right, you guys. Victoria, she called her mom. So someone in the White House is calling Victoria to let her know that her mom is on the line. So when she answered the phone, she asked, where's Hunter at? And the person that's on the phone says that Hunter is in the Oval. And she says, well, what is he doing? Is he in there with him? And the young lady says, well, I don't know that, but I can definitely look into it. And then she asks, is Ellie there? Well, she asks Ellie there, and the young lady says she doesn't know. So then she says, well, did Ellie sign out for the day, for the night? And she says, well, I don't know that either, ma'am, but I can absolutely look into that and get back to you with that. So she says, so they leave it at that. So then Victoria gets on the phone with her mom, and her mom asks, well, I've been on hold for quite some time, darling. And Victoria's like, well, this is the White House, so it is what it is, basically. So then Mommy Dearest asks her, so why did you call me? So Victoria tells her that I called you because of Gail, because Gail got a hold of Hunter's, private Wi-Fi, and she reached out to an attorney, and she's trying to emancipate from us. So the mother was like, okay, well, what you need to do is get her dressed, and I'll be there in the morning. And Victoria says, okay. And she says, and we also need to discuss that son of yours. So Victoria says, well, do you want the same thing for him? She says, yes. I don't know how you're going to set that thing straight, but whatever. So then we see Lily and Bobby. So Lily and Bobby are having some really interesting foreplay about liking pain. So Bobby tells Lily that he notices that when they're having sex, and she presses her fingers against his wounds, and she tried to play like, she don't know what he's talking about, but he says, I feel it, I like it, and she says, well, I like it too. So they're both into pain. I'm like, cool, not for me, but whatever. So then he says that they need to leave, because there's no cars on the road, so they'll be able to tell if anyone is following them. So then, she's drinking. He's like, how many of those have you had? She said, enough to relax. He asked, he says, well, can I get a drink? She says, here. So then she goes and get another drink. She says, it also made me horny. It's been a while since I've had sex. And, it's nice, wet, stuff of that nature. I'm like, oh, okay, y'all can have sex, ain't you? And then he did go down. I'm like, I knew y'all was about to have sex. So Lily is getting some, and so is Don. Let's move on. Alright, so Gail calls her lawyer. His name is Brian. And he answers, and he asks her, like, why you calling me? And she says, why did you hang up? He says, because I don't think that I can help you. She says, but they're lying. He says, oh, well, they made it pretty convincing. So he tells her, she said, well, will you help me? He says, I need proof, but I'll think about it. I'm like, once you meet her mother, I'm pretty sure you're gonna probably say F you and leave me alone, little girl, but whatever. So then Victoria gets a call back from the same young lady that she was talking to earlier about Ellie. And the young lady says that Ellie did not sign out, and she was telling Victoria that she could find out some, she could reach out to some people to find out some information. Victoria hung up that goddamn phone in her face. So Victoria, Gail goes downstairs because she was trying to find something to eat because she was hungry. And Victoria went down there as well. So Victoria tells Gail that, you need to get packed because you're going with your grandmother tomorrow. And Gail says, I'm not going with that old woman. I don't blame her. I would not want to go with that old ass woman. Nowhere. Absolutely not. And Gail tells Victoria that I hate you. She says, I know. And I sleep peacefully every night knowing that. I'm like, wow. You can sleep peacefully knowing that your child hates you? That says a lot about your parenting style. And it says a lot about you as a person. Let's move on. Alright, you guys, so let's talk about Richard and Barry. So Richard and Barry are back at home. Now, this is kind of interesting. Barry is defending Nancy, saying that, to Richard that he knows Nancy and that she doesn't have a bad bone in her body. But Richard tells him that when he was in Iraq, she cheated on him. And he's like, well, that was 24 years ago. So, yes, it was 24 years ago, but he just found out today that she had an outside child. So, Barry, how did you feel when you saw Kareem and Sharon smashing on a counter in a drugstore? Oh, that's right. It drove right through the motherfucker. So, miss me with the bullshit. So, and then he did talk about Sharon and, his relationship with her. No comparison because you two are not married. But then while they're sitting there, a phone goes off and he's like, oh, this is Sharon's phone. So I'm assuming she's upstairs. So she must be upstairs. He says, and then he's outside. So he says, you know what? I'm going to go up here and talk to her. So he does go up there and talk to Sharon, and they talk. She was like, how did you get out? He says, well, they let me go when they found out that I didn't do anything. She says, well, you did do something to him. He says, yes, and I'm out on bail for that one. So then, she tells him that she's gonna leave and that, she can't continue to be treated like shit by him. And then as she's walking out, he says something to her, and she comes back, and then they had a back and forth dialogue, and I'm like, oh God. What is it with the back and forth? He tells her he's sorry. He tells her he loves her, and then Sharon is like, she loves him too, and I'm like, oh my God. Sharon is like a fucking frisbee at this point. It's just like a game of toss. Kareem has the frisbee, and it's Sharon. There you go, Barry. Barry catches it. I got it. Throw it back to me. There you go, Kareem. I got it. Throw it back to me, Barry. Kareem. Barry, whoever. You know what I'm saying? Frisbee with Sharon. Sharon is the Frisbee, and Kareem and Barry are the people playing with it. Barry has it. Now Kareem has it. Now back to Barry. Now back to Kareem. It's just like, yeah, a game of Frisbee with Sharon. That's literally what it's like. Completely what it's like. Let's move on. All right, you guys. So let's talk about Nancy and Priscilla. So Nancy and Priscilla are in their guest bedroom, and they're talking. And Sam is calling out for Priscilla. She says, "I'm in here, baby." So he comes to the door, and he ain't got nothing on. He's stark naked, and he was like, "Oh." And Sharon was like, I'm not Sharon, but Nancy was like, "Oh, look at you." I'm surprised Priscilla was that girl. Eyes in the back in your head. That's my man. There's my man's getting bridges. Family Guy. That's what I'm at. Okay, so so he went back to their room. So he asked her why was Nancy there, and she says, well, she's having some problems. So she came over, she asked if she stayed the night, and that's where we are. So then we move back over to Sharon. Sharon goes out to tell Kareem that she has decided to stay with Barry. He tells her to get out of his car. Then she tells him that I'm just so confused right about now. Yeah, I would be too if you playing a game of Frisbee with each other, but whatever. So then Kareem says, "You're fired." And I'm thinking to myself, like, you must don't know the laws. Because you can't do that. You can get sued for that. That is, that's a form of sexual harassment. I know that, she consented to having sex with you, but you're going to fire her because she went back to her boyfriend? Yep. That's a lawsuit waiting to happen for you, buddy. So then, Barry, she goes back in. She tells Barry she got fired. He says, she says, "I know that you're happy about that, but I'm going back down there tomorrow because I need that job for my credits in school." Okay. And then Richard comes in. He says, they told him that she did everything she could to save him, and he says, "Thank you," as he's getting ready to go to bed. Let's move forward, you guys. All right. Now let's close this episode out because the episode ended pretty well to me. So let's talk about Priscilla real quick. It's going to be pretty quick, but I'm just going to go in on Priscilla because I feel a type of way about Priscilla. Now, I get it. Nancy's in her guest bedroom, and Sam wants to have sex with you. You keep telling him no. Like, he's doing everything he can to get you to just give him a little leeway. I'm like, at least sit on the dick. Like, sit on the dick, suck the dick, lick the dick, pinch the dick, do something to the dick. You ain't doing nothing to it. That's why I keep saying Priscilla is going to end up losing Sam. Mark my words. So then let's move over to Hunter. So Hunter, like I said last week's episode, Hunter texts Ellie to come back to his office so that they can talk about Diane. So she comes in there. He wants information about what Diane said. And she says, "You know what, maybe I should not have said anything." And, he tells her, what, it's too late, so maybe we should just table this for tomorrow morning. She says, "Oh, no, we can handle this tonight." So then Hunter, I realize, I'm like, Hunter is coming on to her because he talked about this senator that he knows that she worked with, and he's insinuated that she had an affair with this senator. She's saying that she didn't have an affair with the senator, and I'm like, oh my God. More back and forth dialogue, huh? Okay, I guess. So, she undid her, she undid her dress when we talking about, when you look like I do. You're like, what do you mean? And she undid that dress. Banging body. I will say that she has a banging body. And then she puts her heel between his leg. I'm like, he kind of likes that. I think he likes for women to dominate him. and she plays hardball with him. She tells him if she wants to sleep with him, it'll be her choice, not his. I'm like, okay. But, you know, as she was getting ready to leave, she opened the door and she paused. The reason why she paused is because Victoria was there, and Victoria slapped the shit out of her and called her a drunk about her and called her a ratchet bitch. But you guys, that was the Oval. So, be sure to like this video, leave your comments, subscribe to my channel, hit that bell notification button so you guys are aware when I drop anything else. Share this video. Until the next one, you guys, stay safe out there, take care of yourselves. Also, stay hydrated. And also, it is what? My birthday. I'm gonna say it one more time. It is my birthday. But you guys, I will see you guys later. I don't know if I'm going to do marriage boot camp. I probably will. More than likely I am. But until then, you guys,